What up, it's your boy Jay Caulfield, and you're listening to Uncovering the Underground Radio with my homeboy Skippy Ickham on Spreaker Podcast Radio, bringing you the best underground music. Holy shit, it's been years since I touched a mic. Still a piece of motherfucking shit. Yo, I'm an asshole. I'm a fuck up. Every fucking thing I say is fucking fucked up. Yo, I guess that I just fucking suck. Damn right. Fuck. Yo, I guess I'm just a fuck up. I just wanted some love, but I'm getting none, cause I'm an asshole. I don't really care, I think that I'm cool, cocky like a billionaire. I never really learned to shut my mouth. Every single word I say is what goes south. I've got no filter, so there's plenty of pop. Yo, anything and everything is setting me off. What's up, cunt? I never learned to respect. I do what I want. Yo, I'm the worst of the best. I mean the best of the worst. When I'm spreading some dirt. Yeah, fuck your reputation, you're dead in the dirt. I fucked up again. I lost all my friends. I don't care, I don't really give up. I fucked up again. I lost all my friends. I don't care, I don't really give up. I don't give, I don't give, I don't give, I don't give up. I don't give, I don't give, I don't give. I don't give up. Right, once I started making some friends, I go and get myself banned from Facebook again. Yeah, try and calm me down, but the hate doesn't end. I'm an internet asshole, the latest in trend. I'll berate you for your views and point out your insecurities. I hate all that you do, and all of it is learning me to jump up in your comments or get up in your face and tell you since you're different, you're a fucking disgrace. I'm a grade A dickhead, a high class cunt. Yo, I think I'm gifted and fly as fuck. I don't care if you're my friend, cause friends are for cunts, dude. Before you block my number, just let me say, fuck you. I fucked up again. I lost all my friends. I don't care, I don't really give up. I fucked up again. I lost all my friends. Don't care, I don't really give up. I fucked up again. I lost all my friends. I don't care, I don't really give up. I don't give, I don't give, I don't give, I don't give up. I don't give, I don't give, I don't give, I don't give a fuck.
This ways ladies never been for me. I'm breaking the bars to free me, and I will never say sorry. Repeat, I came to set the wasteland free from defeat. See yourself for the things that have never been seen, never been heard. Because I'm born with the life and the masses, get your release tactics and really so absurd. Don't really see what is real and what is real is sort of running under mention, everybody's too scared. Cause if you're looking for truth, you're gonna find it, put your body in shock and leave your reality blurred.
Another day and doing nothing like a mannequin is hanging. I'm sick of living like I'm dying while I'm feeling like my heart is beating. Cause I'm bored of the life, y'all content. Will you give me something crazy? They be hanging in suspense. Journey through the galaxy, you're penciling a sentence. We call it many things in this life, but it all boils down to a box that we live in. Maybe yours don't got bars and barbed wire around the perimeter, but it acts as a prison. Holding every single one of us back from marking and barking another kind of crazy expedition. And if you took me inside and started asking me why, I'll tell you the fact is nobody's really living. They all wanna block out, don't wanna talk about, seek out anything real. So if you ever really wonder where you came from, hit you with a light one Darwin's deal. That's a box and it's full of nothing but rocks, so I'ma kick it down the block with zeal. Cause I came for the truth and the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and I ain't leaving till I know what's real. Show me God, show me something that is all shipping off to the galaxy. Follow me to the land of extremities where the mind of water be readily right ahead of me as I travel into the heart, to the centipede. Like a maze of a winding on, I'ma break the box and respawn in the land where man explores the core of life and all time is gone. To escape the land of waste. Another day and doing nothing like a mannequin is on. I'm sick of living like I'm dying while I'm feeling like my heart is I wanna break up the box and discover new things. Show me God, show me something that is all shipping off to a place like I've seen in a dream. I've seen things with my very own eyes, not to make a your text was crumbling and fall apart. Everything the world thinks that it knows been blown out of the water inside of my own heart. Disavow, 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 wow. Everything amazing is in my dark arts. But I vow that I'll never be a puppet. I'm jumping out of the waste and automatically lighting the first spark. You're my discovery, hit or hover in front of me. But when I try to tell everyone that you're making fun of me, but the people around me saw every single amazing minute of what I sing. Now even James Dean stuttering. Ghost car shouts out to Sean Rye. Reliving memories set to be put aside. Now I'm breaking free from the prison of society's alibis inside in the rioting, the fire that never dies.
When you jump from the box and you make it be known, you get 86 for the mix. EGs make a circle around the house while I'm laying on the couch looking fierce. Got bones in my bones while the devil's on the phone telling me these pills going quick. But a cycle kinetic cycles inside of me, wondering what side of me will I eventually pick.
Another day and doing nothing like a mannequin is on. I'm sick of living like I'm dying while I'm feeling like my heart is Cause I'm bored of the life, y'all content. Will you give me something crazy, leave me hanging in suspense? Journey through the galaxy and pencil in a sentence. Another day and doing nothing like a mannequin is on. I'm sick of living like I'm dying while I'm feeling like my heart is I wanna break up the box and discover new things. Show me God, show me something that is all shipping off to a place like I've seen in a dream. Do something new, it's never been seen, never been heard. Break free from the wasteland and do something amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa. The entertainment age is here at last. Too many racing, but not enough gas. Marketing off a bill of fuels. It's not anymore when there are no rules. Yeah, and I'm just like any other guy. I try to stick a finger in the pie. Sometimes love it ain't enough. The crust is too thick, my gun is getting tired. And we just keep on doing what we do. No time for me, I got no time for you. You better get with it. Oh, you will never get this. La, 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 la. All I really gotta say to you, you get treated the way you do. So when I'm old and lonely, you'll be old and better. I'll see you later, 'cause I am a content creator, and you're the frustrator, my constant source of inspiration, creation. I hope you're having fun, I hope you like what we have done. We need you to try it, we're begging you to buy it. All it takes is a place and time, some decent music and a catchy rhyme, and people telling people that nobody is equal. Your flashy clothes and your attitude, demanding looks for your latitude. Believe you're on the level. This life is yours to revel. 'Cause I am a content creator.
What up, everybody? It's your man Skip the Yickum of Brutal Business Entertainment, and I'm very excited to bring to you Anthems from the Asylum, an exclusive mixtape from the label you won't find anywhere else. It's that hardcore shit for your ear pussy, bitch. Listen.
There's too many people rapping now, it feels like it's everyone. But yo, I'm a veteran, which means that you'll better run. Who's your favorite rapper, bitch? Nah, pick a better one. Either way, I'll bring the darkness like the setting sun. I set fire to your dreams, do it just for fun. I'm Tupac and Biggie, I'm Big L and Pun mixed in a pot, now I'm spewing it back on every track that I smash when I'm unleashing my rap. I got your girl with my Sukasa, I'm breaking her back, and after that she jerked me off, or she be sucking my sack. We jump inside the whip and now we heading out from my pad right back towards your place. Why? 'Cause I'm giving her back. She thought that I was gonna wipe her, but that shit made me laugh. I was only in it for the ass, she's only in it for the cash. I never cared for your baby, besides that pussy was trash. Might have been a John to you, but I ain't giving you jack, nah.
Burn the game, yo, better get some ointment. I'm doing all of this just for my enjoyment. This the battlefield, I'm ready for deployment. You wanna test your fake kid and leave it to the coin flip?
I'm blown colder, yes, spit fire like a flamethrower. Firing these shots through your Range Rover. Hollow point, game over. Watch your body burn, watch it smolder. You'll never grow older, motherfucker, I'm a soldier, so no remorse for an enemy dead. There's no sorrow lurking in his head. True psycho. And when I aim, I'm busting for your head. I cock back, now I'm dressed in red. True psycho. I like to pause for dramatic effect. I like to pause while I'm choking your neck. I like to kick back and crack a cold one because your boy is blessed. Celebrate life while I watch your death. There's no respect. So who's next? Who's fucking with the tyrant? It's small time, I'm a motherfucking giant. I'm live on stage, my presentations are timeless. You died on stage, your shit is boring and lifeless.
Burn the game, yo, better get some ointment. I'm doing all of this just for my enjoyment. This the battlefield, I'm ready for deployment. You wanna test your fake kid and leave it to the coin flip?
The drugs that you're taking, clouding out your optics. Games that you're playing on fun, fucking stop it, it's nonsense. Don't make me come up with concoctions to take you out using my rage and sharp objects. I'm the type to punch you dead in the face. Breaking your house at night, I'll leave you fucking dead in your place. I'm the angel with death, and yes, my presence is great. Capture your soul for eternity, my minion and slave. There's no escape, no getting away from the anger and rage. Bear witness to my fury and flames. The same one that'll beat you to death without breaking a sweat. The one that had your girl screaming his name.
It's Ickham.
Had enough of all this hip-hop shit, because rap now is trash with these dudes sucking dick, dressing like little faggots while they acting like a bitch. You getting smashed like glass when I crack your ribs, because
I burn the game, yo, better get some ointment. I'm doing all of this just for my enjoyment. This the battlefield, I'm ready for deployment. You wanna test your fake kid and leave it to the coin flip?
Yeah. What up, NK? Trunks.
With the sauce.
I don't change who I am, gonna be maintaining my image. You think if you made me to a gimmick, then maybe that may bring me some spinach. I cannot live with myself if I'm riddled with guilt. Don't care what nobody say, like I've been riding around in shock. What? The way that you draw me away. Cause I'm thinking lately that I'm too fast. The tension thinking there's some oobleed. But I'm sharp enough to cut it just by entering the room and walking through the buffet. Turn the mic on, let the energy surge, informing the rest of you who care to listen while I'm spilling my guts. I perform in seppuku. I've been living with depression, praying that the music redirects it. I think the mood when we connected can maybe get us through if we together. That's an illusion, been aware and there's no confusion. It's too apparent when I was using it's too embarrassing. Take a pill, grams, so I could settle in.
Why would I still get the feeling maybe I should die? They try to tell us who to idolize.
They deluded, they ain't moving you, so why would I? Why would I? Why would I? Never give it up, never giving up.
Why would I
Care about what you got, I don't mess with that.
Why would I care what they've been saying on the regular? When most of them ain't really know they made it up, they said enough. Why would I put myself in a position to fail? Why would I put myself in a position for jail? I made a decision to make all my written sick as hell. I've been killing so many beats that I should be in a cell. Put me in prison, fucking slitting incisions in the skin of competition. Hit them with full-on collision. This shit does not make a difference, 'cause I was born for success. I came from humble beginnings and now I'm making the best of it, yeah. Come look at my cards, I've always been a try-hard. I'll never live my life soft, 'cause then I'll never die hard. I wish you could see my thoughts, 'cause then you know that I'm not somebody you should be messing with. Never met anybody like me by far. Why would I still get the feeling maybe I should die? They try to tell us who to idolize.
They deluded, they ain't moving you, so why would I? Why would I? Why would I? Never give it up, never giving up.
Why would I
Care about what you got, I don't mess with that.
Why would I care what they've been saying on the regular? When most of them ain't really know they made it up, they said enough.
Pour the liquor out and give me a shot. When the beat come on, I'ma beat it up. 14 years been clean, I don't need a drugs. Bring the beef and on, I don't eat enough. Preparing to take emotions, went over the snare and the bass. I done paired everything, I done gave you all I had and then some. So who's the charity case? Y'all don't wanna get up in the middle of the beat that I've been going through, 'cause ain't no way to see me. Never been retreating, I don't really care. Never been the type to ever wanna be so needy. But you stay in the trap, you're complacent. In fact, your whole players and act, I be paying for that. Put the bunks in and here and it ain't coming back. So you stuck with despair like replacing a flat. You expect that I fail, shit oh better on my quest to prevail. 'Cause if I move heaven and earth, then all you're left with is hell. I'm on a rise to taking over this. To summarize, look where the total is. You're at the end of your rope now, I know, 'cause I'm the one who's holding it.
Why would I still get the feeling maybe I should die? They try to tell us who to idolize.
They deluded, they ain't moving you, so why would I? Why would I? Why would I? Never give it up, never giving up.
Why would I
Care about what you got, I don't mess with that.
Why would I care what they've been saying on the regular? When most of them ain't really know they made it up, they said enough.
I refuse to be a victim. I'ma fight for survival. I know what I'm worth and I know what I write is vital. People quote my words like it came right from the Bible. The only real thing you see is the light when your eyes close. Think about that. No, really, think about that. When we get too old, they bring us round back. Throw us away and forget us. After the earth wrinkles our mask. After they recruit us, they use us. After we become useless, they shoot us and just find some new ones. We go through life thinking we're the special ones, but the special ones grow fewer and fewer. We are just players securing their future. Get the paper and hallelujah the moolah. Instead of staying true to our viewers, we forget that snakes ain't nothing new to Medusa. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. If I can help it, I'll avoid confrontation. If I can help you, I'll bring joy across the nation. But I'll strap on my helmet if I'm forced into danger. Threaten me and my family and get thrown towards the angels or the demons. Bliss or darkness whichever lore you believe in. There's so much more to believe in than a lord when you're breathing. But of course, to afford those secrets, you must have no morals or reason. What a strange world we live in. I put spirits and lyrics. If I ever speak the truth, I'm a conspiracy theorist. But you can't put fear in the realist. I'm still here and I'm near, and what people steer clear of, and they feel they're severely addicted. But my addiction ain't nothing compared to what you see on television. What these rappers rap about is self-inflicting. They don't help the children. They just be cooking in the hellish kitchen, whipping up garbage to feed yet another selfish vision. But I ain't participating. I'm going against it, and watch, I will still be able to get known in an instant, as long as my head don't get blown in a flow with my rants. When I die, I'll forever be known as the ghost of the limit. There's no slow on commitment. If you're showing resentment towards me, then you need to take a second look. Who's in control of the business? I'm just a vocalist spitting, hoping I don't get thrown in the home where the dope are in prison. I'm too focused to giving. I'm gonna beat me to the top, whether you like it or not. Not gonna freeze and then flop. I'm the cream of the crop. I always feed for my props. Not gonna be like my pops. They say I preach like a god, but I ain't preaching religion. The only thing I believe in is me and my squad. PMR with the dogs that you fear at the park. It's the part where your jaw drops and you realize that we're here, but we've been here from the start.
Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim.
Everything is dark around me. lost in the deep end, trying hard to swim, but I sink. Nowadays the shadows follow and I cannot get away from the hate, away from the pain, and everything in between, so I drink. Hey, I don't understand why they tossing me roses. The last thing I remember was calling your phone. Hey. Then I woke up in the pool of darkness. I've been talking to spirits, I wanna come home. Where were you when I needed you? Why did you have to let go? I'm sorry if I mistreated you. It made you feel so low. I'm dark and I'm cold, I'm terrified. This place ain't give me no peace of mind. Didn't even get to look in your eyes and say goodbye for a while. Ended it all. This place isn't home. Now I'm all alone. And what about myself in the darkness? And why did you let me pull it? Told me go ahead, do it. Acted like we were just bullshit. All along you were consuming my soul like you was Shang Tsung. And I don't know where you came from. Don't know where you came from. But I'm done, said I'm done. The darkness, it ate me alive. And I let it all take control. You all watched the bitch eat me alive. When I cried, you locked all your doors. I called for help, you ignored it. 2 a.m. in the morning, you silenced your phone. So how does it feel now I'm not coming home? Send me all the black roses, coins for the ride. It's so hard to stay alive when you dead inside. All that I wanted was some peace of mind, but this place ain't home, there's no peace inside. I said all that I wanted was some peace of mind, but this place ain't home, there's no peace inside. Cause everything is dark around me. I'm lost in the deep end, trying hard to swim, but I sink. And nowadays the shadows follow and I cannot get away.
monster. Gasolina. Body count. Hey, 1, 2, 3, that's a body count. I shoot 249, that's somebody's crowd. I hit 365, that's a year the round. I call 911, bitches going down. I got 6, everybody's laying around. Like 9/11 jumpers when they hit the ground. I got 1, 2 reasons I don't fuck around. Looking like Under Armour, I protect the house. I got 1 machete and a loaded 9. Hey, 12 rounds, I ain't talking boxing match. I'm breaking in the crib, put a gun in the grill. Now tell me, how you gonna box with that? I drain your blood where the faucet's at. I don't like you kids like a foster dad. Here to tell y'all fucks that the monster back. I'm stopping all hoes, call it monster mash. Hey, Bane on the beat, bring the flame to the street. Oh, gas and my bitch got a monster ass. I'm bringing the wicked, the shrunken head military, and I cover it like a punker where they function at. I got all up in my feelings about the people and the dealers, and they pull it like a temperature, a bang on them hoes. Living really wicked and the people never get it, but I guess it's because I'm fucking strange, I suppose. I STRANGE, pray if you're my enemy. I ain't got the energy. What the fuck's gotten into me? STRANGE, pray if you're my enemy. I ain't got the energy. What the fuck's gotten into me? Power up, power up, power up. Yeah, bitch, I power up. I power up, power up. Yeah, bitch, I power up. I power up, power up. Yeah, bitch, I power up. Power up, power up. Yeah. Back to the bars like a relapse. This time, don't nobody get a free pass. Hang him in the freezer and I beat him like a Rocky. I promise to can't nobody stop a killer in a cold mask. Fully y'all better walk past to get your body surrounded by a chalk dash. You're a psycho the same lines, and so it's really easy to see the reasons why you bitches talk trash. Yeah, bitch, I power up. Like I'm being plugged into a receptacle. Gripping your neck and like a person with a grudge. Man, I swear to God, it's hard for me to let it go. Triple I die, but like it's on a couple edibles. Some of your homies that think I'm trash, but man, it's all good. Cause your girl DM'd and she said I'm incredible. Bitch, you about to say I'm all this ready, so people gon' die. I'm a death machine. Compounds unstable like I'm tetrazine. Hey, we be on the block like a Tetris team. I'm a soldier. I will not accept defeat. Goddamn. If I wanna kill him, you can call it God's plan. Bitch, I am a god, I got a gun and y'all scram. Hit him with a whip and throw him in the Dodge Ram. Bitch, I got the power on the motherfucker man. STRANGE, pray if you're my enemy. I ain't got the energy. What the fuck's gotten into me? STRANGE, pray if you're my enemy. I ain't got the energy. What the fuck's gotten into me? Power up, power up, power up. Yeah, bitch, I power up. I power up, power up. Yeah, bitch, I power up. I power up, power up. Yeah, bitch, I power up. Power up, power up. Yeah.
Your family to dig your hole. 6 feet down, you've been off his own food. Always on to catch me in a bad mood. I'll make hell rain like a meteor shower. Run all you want, you'll be dead in an hour. Woman coming down like a motherfucking guillotine. All can see is better, the crosshairs of my enemy. It takes a lot to piss me off, but I have a line and it has been crossed. Try my teeth and start to twitch. Busting your eyes is my new mission. When he sees coming to the opposite direction, I get my hands on you and I apply attention. Feel you a third time, crush your wind, but suffocate slow as you scream for your life. Run away from everything. Run away from me and better make it fast. Cause my attitude's a flame and you keep throwing gas. Grinding my gears, there comes a halt. What comes next won't be my fault. If I break your knees, you will be crawling. I don't know why, but I like to start.
falling. Run away and try to flee. The hunt brings a little bit of thrill to me. Come back to your ribs if it left out some aggression. A couple swings in, I found a new obsession. Am I gonna find you? Better count your blessings. Am I gonna hurt you? That's not the question. Vital signs start to decline. You're losing blood, you're out of time. Standing there after it's done. Scream, you should have fucking run.
Only heaven knows by now.
in the back of my head say, wanna let the love in, want his best day, Parasites, no one ever treat me like you did. Now there's maggots in the walls, feasting on his lips. Like it's my fault, cause I had to see your kiss. Cause I'm the bad guy, yeah, I'm the bad guy. You're about to get it now, shut your mouth and watch us work. Got a couple demons with me, see just what you deserve. Coming at you 3-4, promises don't get worse. Let me finish where you started as I bury you.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, woulda been cool last week, we was hanging out. Now you running your mouth, I ain't no better. Depression win when the shit turns out to be. How the fuck would you know if you love me when you don't love yourself? Dusting on the shell, rusting away. I could provide, I could confide. I don't open up to too many people, I don't oblige. Parasitic ways got me running from your haze. Manipulation, stimulated by the stimulation. Recreated from a broken nation. Procreation didn't mean shit. Ending up in that snake pit, ain't no way to erase it. They could try to blacklist me, I'm blackballed with the voodoo black magic when the darkness falls. I got two in the chamber, through with the anger, but the white lies got a vamp, wanting to kill them all, threatening to take everything and now you're really gone. Can you feel this blonde palm with the blood I'm on? I run the long game, you parasite leech, motherfuckers stay filled with shame.
Layers on, man, this shit's crazy.
Parasites, no one ever treat me like you did. Now there's maggots in the walls, feasting on his lips. Like it's my fault, cause I had to see your kiss. Cause I'm the bad guy, yeah, I'm the bad guy. You're about to get it now, shut your mouth and watch us work. Got a couple demons with me, see just what you deserve. Coming at you 3-4, promises don't get worse. Let me finish where you started as I bury you.
I can't believe I caught you red. Hand it, damn it, it's all for heads. I really wanna get the gunner for you all, but let this time my dick and tell me that you did it all for bread. And now I'm here, then I ain't leaving till you all is dead. Fuck, I feel like I'ma really go murder. Take a head off in the middle when they catch you with your bitch, and I'ma get the bun and serve you like a hamburger. Serve. Why you got your hand up, bitch? I ain't your fucking butt. Matter of fact, the serve, give me all your fucking money. I'ma take it off into the rumble, you gon' meet your doom. You can save it with the bullshit, I ain't leaving till your blood. Feel me? Why you had to ride this pipe though? I told you from the beginning, I'm fucking psycho. And now I'm in the middle with the mask and rifle, throwing both up in the van, handcuffed with blindfolds. Damn, I'm about to fuck up some shit. When I caught you just sucking this dick, I want you dog, cause I took a walk and I went and bought this, then I wouldn't be back up in this bitch. I admit that this shit got me pissed. I'm worked up with the heart on this bitch. Don't do it on this bitch. On the real, when the police come, they gon' find you on murder this shit. I'ma roll like a beast. Drunk driving with your head up in the front seat. And I ain't with it when you dealing with a weasel. I put a gun in every window when I drop heat. I kill the whole house and I get sideways. It ain't no love, ain't no fun if you don't die. I put the pistol in your motherfucking mouth. You was in the room sucking dick, bitch. Don't cry, don't cry.
Parasites, no one ever treat me like you did. Now there's maggots in the walls, feasting on his lips. Like it's my fault, cause I had to see your kiss. Cause I'm the bad guy, yeah, I'm the bad guy. You're about to get it now, shut your mouth and watch us work. Got a couple demons with me, see just what you deserve. Coming at you 3-4, promises don't get worse. Let me finish where you started as I bury you.
Me strength, family, pray for me, bet they will. Wanna kill the demons, but they bless my skill. I don't really know what to say next. Friends think I'm chasing down a paycheck. Fuck you think I plan to leave them like Columbine. Think that's it, cause I'm leaving them all to die. Was it murder or was it a suicide? I'm not sure, cause it's people all in my mind.
I've been on a mission, putting blood on the walls, yeah.
Brain going crazy, I don't get no sleep. I don't really count no sheep. But when I dream, I'm spilling all this blood on the sheets. So when I wake up, I gotta tame that beast. This is why I done made it, in fact you. Gotta tame the demons and pay my dues.
Listen, it's not for the faint of heart.
I painted a picture of fantasy with all the blood on the walls. You don't know what this cost me. For my dream, I'd give it all. If help is the thing I won't get, then best believe I'm pushing on. If I had to say one thing, it's you don't want this vendetta.
No holding back, I'm leaving them in bloody bandages. Assassinate the game like I'm trapped inside the animus. So many threats, but yet none to run into. I'm on another level, I know I'm untouchable. Don't start shit unless you want torn to bits. Movies about my legends, tell them about the exorcist. Kick in the door and burn your goddamn crib. Pick up the fucking metal, it's heavy and wreck your bitch. What?
I've been on a mission.
mission, putting blood on the walls, yeah.
Devil on my hand to you, it don't mean shit. But what I spit is going harder than I ever been. Why you try to patronize? I'm all black in the back and I'm ready to strike. Brutal business. We steady on a mission. While you falling off, we got a lock on the shit, kid.
Listen, it's not for the faint of heart. I painted a picture of fantasy with all the blood on the walls. You don't know what this cost me. For my dream, I'd give it all. If help is the thing I won't get, then best believe I'm pushing on. If I had to say one thing, it's you don't want this vendetta.
King Leon spoke with the angels. They are the voices of the order, the beings who made the collapsing. The angels told him the end was coming soon for his kingdom. War would bring the start of the end. The king was ready to stop Underdark by any means. The king gathered his army and took to the streets calling out a city. The angel's words were twisted in nature. He would find this out soon enough.
Yeah. Let's go. Hot and heated music. Yeah. 2018. My name is Illa. Yeah. Yo. I came, I saw, cracked his motherfucking jaw. Fucking with a man on a mission, 100 foot tall. Better believe I got a trick under my sleeve. Hell of a flying me, an appetite to achieve. I'm a hustler, I ain't no buster. I'm a father, I'm a son. I'm a night crawler, got juice by the ton. Dead, no prisoner, shit, I shit. My listen's my motto. No time for these soft searching lives. Never had nothing, but I came from something. And I'm grinding and grinding, I never fell behind. Never was blinded by the hypocrisy to close mind. So I scream to the world, fuck it, I'm all in. Hold my chips in the middle, only one way now. That's the answer to the riddle. Said I wouldn't be shit, told him I would never quit. Soldier of the elimination of radio fake shit, I'm all in. Hold my chips in the middle, only one way now. That's the answer to the riddle. Said I wouldn't be shit, told him I would never quit. Soldier of the elimination of radio fake shit. Where we going? What? Where are we going? What happened to the music that was slapping? I don't be knowing. Times have changed up, lineups have named up. Internet rappers famed up, not even recognizable. I often wonder if they're even realizable. Internet took over, there it went. The status quo, labels got pissed. Four goes the monopoly. Independence was granted, now nobody's stopping me. Formed the committee and I brought it to your city. Rampage, tall buildings, brings out the best in me. Never slow down, no surrender, no retreat. I'ma take over this motherfucker on my own 2 feet. I'm all in, hold my chips in the middle. Only one way now, that's the answer to the riddle. Said I wouldn't be shit, told him I would never quit. Soldier of the elimination of radio fake shit, I'm all in. Hold my chips in the middle, only one way now. That's the answer to the riddle. Said I wouldn't be shit, told him I would never quit. Soldier of the elimination of radio fake shit. Hot and heated music, that's how we use it. Yeah, no, I understand the world. Twist around the dollar, either you a bitch or you a hungry Rottweiler. On this side of the fence, we ain't pussies. We ain't dealing with Girl Scout cookies. Tired of you mumbling rookies. I remember back when it was relevant. Now I'm just spit these bars just for the hell of it. Let the truth be told, I will never ever fall. Rain sleepers, no shit, just leave me in the cold. I'm all in, hold my chips in the middle. Only one way now, that's the answer to the riddle. Said I wouldn't be shit, told him I would never quit. Soldier of the elimination of radio fake shit, I'm all in. Hold my chips in the middle, only one way now. That's the answer to the riddle. Said I wouldn't be shit, told him I would never quit. Soldier of the elimination of radio fake shit.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy, The Rooster from 9 Stitch Method, and you're listening to Uncovering the Underground with my dude, Skippy Ickham, on Speaker Podcast Radio, keeping it 100% underground.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Uncovering the Underground Radio Podcast Show. As always, I'm your host, Skippy Ickham of Brutal Business Entertainment. Do want to thank you for listening tonight. Hit the share button, like button, and follow button. Share us around to your family member and friends. The more that you click those buttons they give you on whatever platform you're listening on, the more it moves us up the podcast community ranks, the more people that check out the show, and ultimately the bigger and better things we can do with the show. So would really appreciate it if you guys would do that. If you are listening, whether live or after the fact, know that you can listen not only to our live episodes, but also stream back through our library and listen to all of the past episodes that we've had, all the great guests that we've had on the show. So make sure you check out those episodes. We do air to you every single Thursday night, 8 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 to 9 p.m. uninterrupted underground music hour, 9 to 10:30 p.m. in-depth interviews and discussions with artists of all different kinds of music, art, authors, models, you name it, they're on the show. And we're always bringing you someone fresh, someone that you need to be known about and have on your radar. Tonight we got Killa No1ze from Texas, a fellow label mate on Brutal Business Entertainment. We'll be bringing him on in just a minute to pick his brain, let you know who he is, a little bit about his music and what to expect from him coming up. As always, we do want to thank our sponsors, Tattooed Scumbag Apparel. They make hoodies, sweatpants, socks, beanies, hats, shirts, you name it. They make great gear, great quality gear. I wear it at home. I wear it at shows. I am honored to be a rep of their company and showing off their gear. So thank you to them for obviously the support that they give us. You can go to tattooedscumbag.com and check out their merch. Put in promo code BBE10 for 10% off of your overall order. And once again, that's tattooedscumbag.com. If you're a tattooed scumbag like me, you'll fucking love it. Now, we would also like to thank the artists that help us put out different flyers, different promotion and marketing. We want to thank Roush Designs, 5 Milligram Artworks, Legion Artworks, and R3 Graphics for all the work that they do for us. Keep up to date with this show, my other show, Celestial Oddities, all of the shows that we got going on musically, new music, modeling, photography, everything Brutal Business has going on right now. You can check out at www.teambrutalbusiness.com. It gives you absolutely all of our updates and everything that we're up to. Sign up and subscribe to our email blast, and each month you will get a message from us telling you everything that has come out in the past month. That way you can't miss out on any of the upcoming music and events that we got going on. Let's go ahead and tell you a little bit about our guest of the evening. He's Killa No1ze, and Killa No1ze is an artist hailing out of Dallas, Texas. Definitely prides himself in being the most honest and raw version of himself as possible. Whether that be from lyrical standpoint to dissecting the production side by side with DKM. You can always be ready to expect something different with this one. And I agree to that. That's why I reached out to him quite a while back to join the team, because he is someone that needs to be heard. He's someone that you want on your radar. As I already mentioned, anybody on the show, obviously. I bring on people that I believe in. And this cat is certainly one of them. And I think you're going to love what you have to hear tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Killa No1ze.
Hey, man. How's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely, bro. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. You know, I just I rushed to the crib, so I could get back here for this interview and make sure I could deliver a good interview for you guys. So I'm doing well, man. I can't complain.
Absolutely. Trust me, I hear you on that one. I got home from work and literally as I walked in, sat down on the computer, fired up everything I needed to for the show, hit go live, and it was exactly 8 o'clock. I couldn't have timed it any closer if I wanted to. I had to work a little late tonight. But worked out pretty good. We're on the air tonight to give these fine folks a little bit of a background of you and your music, dig into your brain. So why don't we get started? Where did you begin the journey of music? What started you into writing?
Okay, so I've always really loved music, and so that's always been like a passion of mine. But I never really wanted to pursue it until I really found a couple of underground artists in the horrorcore scene and the Wicked scene, and just pretty much underground in general. And like I said, it's always been a passion of mine. But it wasn't until I heard a couple of those artists that they really actually made me want to pursue it and do a couple of things for myself. So definitely it's always been with me, I would say, but it definitely also took a couple of really well-rounded artists to actually bring that out of me and make me want to push forth with it.
Now, how old were you when you started?
I would say, I wrote my first rap when I was like 8 years old. I first saw the movie 8 Mile, I think it was like in 2001. And I got in trouble for that fucking piece of paper, man, because it was some really raunchy shit. And, just being from Eminem, like, as one of my first influencers, you could probably tell that it was not going to be the most kindest of words being put on that paper. But, yeah, I would say, 8 years old is when I really, actually put the pen to paper. And I don't think I actually took it serious until 13 years old. So realistically, from the standpoint, I would say 13 years old is really when I started to get serious about my craft.
Okay, that's what's up. That's actually right around the time period that I started writing, was right around 13. Now, I kind of did it opposite. I started at 13, and I wrote a little bit, but mainly I always did the metal side of things. So I would rap a little bit here and there. I'd write lyrics a little bit here and there, but it wasn't until years later that I've eventually made that my main focus and switched over. So did you know at 13 that you wanted to pursue this heavily, or is this something that over time it just kind of grew on you and now it's led into what it is now?
Okay, so when like going back to when I was 8, it wasn't necessarily a serious thing. It was just kind of a let's poke at it with a stick and see what I can do with this. And then around 13 came, and it was more of on a serious level, but just to kind of impress my homies and a couple of girls at school. Honestly, I know how cliche and probably corny that sounds, but ever since 13, I would kind of just like pick little pieces of rhymes here and there that I would write, and it wouldn't be until about 19, I would say, where I was like, okay, maybe I can do something with this and possibly even pursue a career in this. And so, it definitely took levels, but I would say like 19 is when I truly was like, okay, we're going to do this seriously. We're going to try to, get into the production and everything. And now here I am, and I'm still proudly standing by it. So,
well, I think
it was definitely a good story.
Well, and you certainly have really grown in the last several years as well. You've always been dope, but in the last few years, you've noticed the production obviously has tightened. The sound has tightened. It's become even more raw and in your face. I think you're coming into your own, and as you said, it's a constant involvement, of evolution. You're constantly changing. You're constantly growing, and I think you've shown that in all of your music that you've done.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, because I definitely want to feel like I'm moving forward and not taking steps back.
And I think you are, man. I mean, you're certainly doing some moves. I think with the work that you're currently working on right now and the new album coming, I think that is something that once it drops is really going to catch a lot of people's attention.
That's kind of the plan. I know I've been really silent for the past couple of months. I think maybe this year I've dropped 2, maybe 3 singles. And just based off of those, I kind of picked off of the album that I'm already working on and was like, okay, these are going to be single material, but I'm going to actually save all the really good shit for when the album drops, and hopefully that'll just, everybody will gravitate towards that, since I've been like keeping everything so subtle and on hush mode.
You have. You've released a few things here and there throughout the year, giving them something that's like, hey, check it out. This is dope. You're going to like it. But I'm not giving you too much. And then now you got the album that you're working on to release that. So when it drops, it'll be a lot more effective. They're really going to want it by then. And I think, like I said, the sound has just really evolved. Your work with DKM as of recent has really shaped, I think, your music to a different degree. Would you agree with that?
Oh, man, shout out to DKM. That's definitely a point that I was also going to try to make is if it's one thing that has definitely changed within not even just the past 2 years, but this year alone, is the production side of everything. And that I have DKM to thank for that, because if I wouldn't have found him, it would still be good, and it would still be Killa No1ze, but it would still not be meeting that top tier line that I want to meet. And yeah, man, this album is definitely going to be something that I've never done before, but it's also going to be the most quality, best piece of work that I could have ever tried to put out. And I promise you when I say that I'm working my hardest on this album, and I really hope I don't let down, which I don't think I'm going to, because of how hard I'm trying to go with this one. So,
how many tracks is the album, setting to be? Do you have an answer on that yet, or you're not sure?
I do. Actually, the way I put together my albums is crazy. So first I buy all the instrumentals. I don't start with any other song until I have every instrumental bought. And then I'll set them off in a playlist. I won't even start writing to them yet. And once I have them, basically in a line that tells my story, okay, now I'm going to start filling in these blanks and putting together each part of this album. And so now we're looking at 15. I think for the physical copies, we're going to do 18, just to kind of give the people that actually went forth and bought the physical copies, we're going to give them 2 bonus tracks. Okay. But for the digital copies, it should be 15 to 16 songs.
That's a hell of an album, man. I mean, that's a nice full-bodied album. You know, from start to finish, if everything's as strong as what I've heard, you know, so far, it's going to be an album to certainly reckon with, and I think the scene is going to love it. So, you know, normally I don't jump into a song this early, but I think in this case we do have 4 songs to play tonight. Normally I do 3. So this would be a great chance to jump into one of those early, let them hear your music. Do you have one of those songs that's newer that you want to let them hear?
Let's go ahead and give them... We have In the Dirt, don't we? We have In the Dirt.
We got Cold Blooded, Faded Away, Fake Rapper, and that other one.
Okay, let's go ahead and give them Cold Blooded for now, just because, you know, everybody kind of seems to like that one. So.
All right, let's do it. You heard it first from Killa No1ze himself. This is Cold Blooded on Uncovering the Underground Radio Podcast Show. We'll be right back.
Sick of motherfuckers coming at me like I'm this super negative person or something. When really, only a fake person's gonna get mad when you say some real shit.
Life is cold. Ain't no other way to quote it. Don't got a birthday that was cryogenic to frozen. These motherfuckers had to dig me out with some ice picks. Rising from the rubble, yelling, run for your life, bitch. Eyes glowing red like the tip of my knife is. Cold-blooded killer, send a chill up your spine quick. Right shit that make you wanna die with a white bitch. Sliced wrist gushing out until she was lifeless. I got these faggot rappers never trying to rhyme again, cause every time I step up to a mic, they know what time it is. Your lyrics gas when I'm spitting this liquid nitrogen. So fucking underground that I'm kicking it with some Chinamen. 30 below zero, ain't no love sitting with me. Bronchial irritation in my lungs and my kidneys, making hella body stiffin' if I'm busting a semi. Bet I bring the cold front when I come to your city. Every day I'm getting pissed, waking up from my sleep. Wanna aim into the sky and get to busting my heat. Swear to God, I feel like everybody wanted with me, till I snap and everybody getting punched in their teeth. Cold-blooded motherfucker, what you want me to say? I hate the whole planet, but I'm stuck in this place. I can feel it in my bones, running up in my veins. I'm cold-blooded, you can bet I fucking love it this way. Aye. Welcome to my cranium, it's finna be a long night. Feel the piercing chill in my presence like I'm the wrong type. Hope you covering your ears when Killer Rock mics. You can't even listen without giving them bitches frostbite. Pacing through the woods, decaying plants as I pass through. In a bad mood, don't give a fuck if I don't have to. Something wrong with me, rooted to my past. Doing bitches hella bad to get a nut, I'm a cashew. These lyrics give a dark after effect to make the hair stand straight on the back of your neck. I'm back in the flesh and rapping with a passion for death. And all of y'all about to feel my bitter wrath in the chest. Probably find me writing down the sickest shit that I can. Cold with it, Jack Dawson with this pen in my hand. Find me frozen at the bottom of the ocean and sand. And staying out could go horror if I go to Japan. My body every day I'm getting pissed, waking up from my sleep. Wanna aim into the sky and get to busting my heat. Swear to God, I feel like everybody wanted with me, till I snap and everybody getting punched in their teeth. Cold-blooded motherfucker, what you want me to say? I hate the whole planet, but I'm stuck in this place. I can feel it in my bones, running up in my veins. I'm cold-blooded, you can bet I fucking love it this way. Aye. Right about now is where I get somebody pissed off. Probably hating cause they know the way I spit's raw. I got a fetish for leaving victims in lit cars. Digging ditches, leave them with twisted pictures like Jigsaw. Heart is frozen and cold as the polar ice cap. Stop the globe dead in his tracks when the killer write raps. See what I'm giving's like a written in a time lapse. Test me, I'ma detonate and blow up like I'm Cyrax. If you don't want the 9 blast, you better recline back. Instead of me giving somebody the business, I'd rather be sticking a tight cat. Flow is sick in the air and you can't survive that. Deadly disease, a human body can't even fight back. Eat your eyes from the inside of your skull and dry black. Dying like a bitch at the hands of the way my mind acts. Now I don't got no fucking manners, dinner time, sass pop shit. I smack you and stab your bitch with a wine glass, I'm out.
Hey, shout out to Brutal Business Entertainment. That's my motherfucking family. They still gruesome music all day, every day. And yeah, I think I'm gonna just leave you bitches with that. I'm tired of fucking working on this song, man. Shout out to DKM as well.
All right, and we're back on Uncovering the Underground Radio Podcast Show. That was Killa No1ze's Cold Blooded off his brand new upcoming album. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that track, homie?
Okay, so that track is actually going to be number it's actually the number 16, which will be the last song you hear on the digital version of this album. It is produced by DKM, and I would say it's more of the boom bap style. Definitely, it was a really cool track to work on. It definitely took a while. I think that song took about 3 months to make, Skip.
No, I can see it, man. I mean, you can't rush a good song, and that's what I tell everybody is I don't care if a song takes you an hour to write it or if it took you 2 months to write it. You let it be finished when it's ready to be finished. You can't rush and finish a song. You have to let it fall into place. Sometimes you might write 6 bars in one session and then struggle on the next 2 for 2 weeks.
Bro, oh my God, what you just said just resonates so much, and it makes so much sense because it's true. I mean, you really can't rush a song, because if you put something out and you don't like the way that it sounds the first time, you're never going to really like it.
No, exactly. And I mean, at that point, it's set in stone. I mean, yeah, you could do like a remix and everything, but it doesn't change the fact that the beginning was made that way. So why rush something that's going to be forever etched in stone instead of taking a little bit more time to etch it? You know, and it makes sense to do it that way, because I would rather put you out, you know, a few hits than rush songs and not get anywhere. I mean, who cares about a rushed, you know, bullshit song?
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of artists are just kind of impatient these days, and that's why a lot of songs end up being so trash.
Well, I think people fall victim to wanting to appease the fans so much that it becomes more about putting out product than it does putting out quality. And that's the problem, is people they get in it for fun, they're making music, they start to catch a buzz, they feel that the pressure's on them, so they're rushing to put out more and more music and constantly impress the fans. But the thing is, you set the tone. You set the tone for your fan base and when your music's coming out. So if you were letting the fans pressure you and how you write and rushing songs, then that's on you, because you were the one setting the level of pressure. I had to learn that a long time ago. I didn't understand that at first, and I was a victim of that myself, where I would rush to put things out, but I wouldn't rush the songs. I always took time with songs, but it would be that I just worked myself so hard to put these songs out. And then a while later, I kind of stepped back and reflected on it, and I said, you know what, why am I rushing for anything? I mean, they're my fans. They're going to follow the lead that when I put it out, and I was able to do that. I stay interactive with my fans. I put out songs when I see fit, but I don't feel that there's any specific deadlines. We set deadlines for ourselves, and really all that is stunning our growth.
Definitely, man. I totally agree 100%. I mean, I feel like whenever you rush that kind of music, you're either, like you said, eager to get it to your fans, or you have a buzz going and you're just trying to remain relevant. But at that point, I just kind of feel like if the fans are basically making you feel that way, then they have control of your career, and it's probably going to be that until you decide to, you know, put your foot down and decide to say, hey, you know what, this is my music. If fans are truly with me and they'll stick with me with this, then they're going to be patient and they're going to wait until the music that I feel is up to par is finally released.
No, exactly. Now, you know, you said that's going to be number 16 on the album. That's pretty impressive. That's a banger, and it's, you know, something you'd expect to be early on an album, something to catch you soon, or at least halfway through. But you put it as the last song, so I mean, that can only make me think that we have a hell of a lot in store for us prior to that.
No. Let me tell you, I'm really excited for it, man. It's definitely, like I said before, it's something that I've never done before, mainly because of the quality, and DKM is just a monster at what he does.
He truly is. Shout out to him for his production, because he is an absolute monster at what he does.
Not only for me, but I mean, he's done, I know, a number of tracks for you on your albums. I mean, he works a hell of a lot with Ghost, and I think he even produced a few for Delirious, is what he was telling me the other day.
Yeah,
so.
he's worked with a good chunk of the team. Me and him have been working together for a very long time, so that's like a brother to me. I love him. We've done a lot of great music from the start to the finish, from the very first album of Skippy Ickham to the newest. You know, I would say 95% of everything I've ever released has been with him as a producer. So, you know, I stand by him 100%. Great producer. He's done a great job with you. That was a great track right there. Now, I mean, with that being number 16, as I said, that obviously makes me think that we have a hell of a lot in store for us prior to that. You know, what can we expect as far as features on the album?
Okay, so the way the features are looking at, I definitely have a few of my Brutal Business brothers on there. That's for sure. But I'm going to go ahead and mention those guys last. I'm going to give y'all some of the ear candy right away. Gmo is definitely going to be making an appearance on this album from Magic Ninja Entertainment.
Okay.
I'm also going to be trying to look at Starve from Murder Music. I've been friends with him for quite a while now. We actually have a few songs in the works from a couple of other artists that we were featured on the song, and we decided to work with each other as well. So Starve will be making an appearance. And I think other than that, I was going to try to get King ISO, but now he's with Strange, and I just don't know what those numbers are going to be looking like. So I'm going to have to probably just try to wait and see what this album does and then get him on the next one. But, yeah, as far as anybody that's not BBE, it'll definitely be Gmo and Starve. Now, the Brutal Business Entertainment artists that I have working on this album, it's really cool because even if you don't hear them like physically on the album, they're probably working on something in the background, and that's something that I wanted to instill in this very first album of mine, which really will be my first album because it's my debut to Brutal Business, minus the EP that I did last year because it was more of a mixtape compilation kind of thing, whereas I didn't really pay for those beats. I just put it out for free and see if people were really vibing to it. So now, other than Gmo and Starve, we're going to be having, I definitely got Demo Demon on something that he's not featured on the album, but he's definitely working on something. And when it comes to fruition, you'll understand what I mean. I have trouble on some production side. DKM is producing more than 75% of this album. I think I only got like 3 beats from other people. I really wanted to keep it Brutal Business with my first album, being it's my debut on BBE. I even have a track produced by Fabian, who's no longer a producer under BBE, which I think is really cool and is going to be a nice gem for the album. And I have something, I already have the track with 9 Stitch Method. I really can't wait for y'all to hear that. That'll be track 15 right before Cold Blooded. Okay. So it'll be interesting to hear a rock track that's produced by DKM right before that boom bap kind of track. And I also have Delirious Lyrizone on that track called Fake Rapper. It's also produced by DKM. It's a killer song. It's probably one of my favorite songs on the album, not just because my label mates are on it, but because, man, we really let that fucking song have it when we rapped over it. So definitely. And I think I have DKM on a few hooks, and the rest is pretty much still in the works. But so far, yeah, that's what we're looking like as far as the features go.
No, it's a hell of a lineup that you got so far. So I like to think that it's going to turn out quite nicely, and I look forward to hearing it. And I think it's going to be an amazing BBE debut, and I think the fans will certainly agree to that.
Thank you, Red. Sorry, that was a mouthful in itself, but yeah, it's definitely, like I said, I really want this to be a classic Brutal Business album and just a classic Killa No1ze album overall. So
I have no doubts that is exactly what it will end up being. You're going to certainly nail that marker, and I can't wait. I really can't wait. Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about your writing style? I always, find it fascinating to hear how each and every individual writer does different things, to them that helps them write. Are you a pad and pen guy? Are you a tablet guy, a phone guy in your head? How do you write?
Okay, so I actually fucking etch everything that I have into stone from laser beams with my eyes. No, I'm fucking playing. But no, actually I am a pen guy, a pen and paper. I've been that way since 8 years old. The thing I like about that is that I'm always dropping my freaking phone. So my phone's always messed up, and it's just hard to keep up with stuff. I delete shit a lot. So I just like to be able to actually physically hold my work, too, and just to say that, yeah, look, this, and I have a stack of these damn papers, some stuff that will never be released, And I just like to be able to look at my works, I guess.
No, it's nice to be able to see it visually in front of you, and it makes it a little bit more real. See, I'm the opposite end of that spectrum. I don't write anything down, but I do like looking at lyrics, so it's very strange. Now, you said you have a lot of material written that we'll probably never see. Is there any other type of stuff that you're writing aside from hip-hop? Is there anything else lyrically that you're writing that fit into other genres, or is it mainly all hip-hop?
Okay, so that's I'm glad that you actually asked me that, because after my second album, I'm definitely going to be working on a rock and roll album. I was thinking about an EP, but I figured, you know what, might as well just go all the way through it and then just try to put out a whole album. And I'll be pretty much working with 9-Stitch Method and DKM for the works of that. But that's something that I'm trying to venture on into later on. That I'm trying to work in the writings of how do you say it? Singing. I mean, it's hard to really write singing melodies. I guess it's just kind of hard for me to pick up melodies, but it's something I'm definitely practicing with, and I just feel like not all of that is going to end up being, or just hearing the light of day, or seeing the light of day, rather.
That's okay. You got to test it, see what works, what doesn't work. But I look forward to seeing, the other projects that you're doing. I think you and, 9-Stitch Method and DKM together on a project would definitely be very interesting. I think something that would be unique in itself and would be pretty badass. So I'm all for it.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's still an idea at this point. I haven't even talked to Pat about it, but, I mean, being the guy that Pat is, I think he would definitely be if not interested, willing to do it as well. So
yeah, he's a hard worker. He loves putting time and work into his music, and whether it be 9-Stitch Method, whether it be something aside from that he's doing on his own or doing covers and things like that, he's always staying active and just making music. He's a true lover of making music.
And it shows, I've had conversations with Patrick. Shout out to 9-Stitch Method, man. Those dudes are monsters as well.
Absolutely.
But, just aside from them being really amazing, talented artists, but they're just, I think I may have spoke to Yeti like once. They're just really down-to-earth dudes, and I look forward to rocking a stage with them soon, which actually, hopefully, if I make my way out to PA, I definitely want to do some shows with you guys in the future.
Oh, absolutely. We're always playing, so, that's not a problem. You get your way out here, and we'll certainly make some things happen. As we were saying earlier, folks, if you are listening and you're wondering what shows we do have coming up, it is kind of the slow season right now as you near the holidays, but we still certainly got events happening. So teambrutalbusiness.com, you can check out all upcoming events, as I mentioned earlier, and see any of our artists, what shows they're playing, where they're playing, and get out and see you a show.
Y'all go see them shows, man. These guys are no joke when it comes to the stage show. I'm not playing.
In fact, this weekend there is the Thanksgiving show that they have in Elwood City, and that starts, I believe, at 8 p.m. And that's let me try to pull it up for you right now. I unfortunately will not be at that one. I have a work event that I had to attend to, but great show that they got coming up this weekend in Elwood City, Pennsylvania. So if you guys are close, certainly stop in and join the fun. There's a lot of great entertainment playing, including the East Coast Crazies, 9-Stitch Method, Demo Demon, Ghost of Demented, and just I think Morbid Psychosis is on that. We have a huge chunk of the Brutal Business Entertainment lineup going to be playing this weekend, so stop in and see one hell of a show for Thanksgiving.
Pretty much everyone who's anyone is going to be there, so just get there, please.
Yeah, anyone's going to be there. I'm just not.
Just Skip, because Skip is definitely a hard-working man. Shout out to you, Skip Iacom, as well, because if it wasn't for you, none of this would be possible, this platform that we're speaking on right now. I wouldn't have found the greatest producer in the world. And, I just want to say thank you, man, and shout out to Brutal Business, because y'all are my family. Until the casket gets up.
Absolutely, brother. Much love. I mean, and we love having you on the team, and that's what I'm about here. I love giving a platform for people to be able to get their music heard, whether it be the music, whether it be the radio, no matter what it is. I love, getting voice out to the people, getting art out to people, and, and joining and making and helping raise a community for underground hip-hop and underground music and art, and I think that's what it's all about, and unfortunately not enough people are like that these days, but that's what I've always been about, is doing that, is building up the scene rather than trying to tear it down.
I mean, and there's not a lot of that going around in the scene, and I think that's why it's starting to show, and I think that's why it's going to end up staying.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not going anywhere. So the Brutal Business is certainly here to stay one way or another, whether we, continue to grow to ranks that we would love to see, or we stay where we're at now. Either way, as a team, we're having fun along the way in the journey and the climb. And, I'm certainly have no plans of stopping.
Oh, no, this is eternal, brother.
Absolutely.
Definitely eternal.
Why don't we let them, since we're talking about unity, we're talking about family and team, which is what obviously Brutal Business prides itself on. Why don't we let them hear a little bit of that family together? Why don't we give them the song Fake Rapper off of your upcoming album?
Couldn't have said it better, Skip. That's the perfect song for right now, actually.
All right, folks, well, you're going to check it out. This is Fake Rapper by Killa No1ze, featuring myself, Skippy Ickham, Lyrazone, and Delirious. This is one hell of a fucking song. Make sure you check it out and share the show around so people can hear it and pick up his brand new album when it drops. Be right back on Uncovering the Underground.
Tried to pull the wool over my eyes so I could not see that you a wolf in disguise, merely playing a sheep. All you ever did was lie so petty and cheap that you could suck a dick and die, wouldn't lose no sleep because you're marked for death, no time for rest. Till my hands around your throat and there was no more breath. Take this big buck knife to the side of your chest. I enter brutal business over deep into your flesh. Ain't got time for fake friends, only got time for pouring my heart and passion into this ink pen. Cause I write bars, blow minds, create trends, make ends. Every now and then I gotta break, man. Motherfucker, I'm a hip-hop beast and you a hip-hop nothing cause your hip-hop ceased. You try to pick it up again, then I guess we'll see how quickly I could destroy you, dismantle your dream. This man right here was a part of my team, therefore was in store for a part of the scheme. To build it up, ill as fuck. Everyone around be feeling us, what? But you had to fuck it up now, didn't you? Chance of a lifetime, I bet that's hitting you. I guess you thought that I'd never get rid of you. Come around me, you know, really be hitting you.
For being hated, I don't wanna be the best. I got these demons coming out of me, this weight upon my chest. I'll never claim to be the greatest, but I'll tell you that I'm stressed. So get the fuck away from me before I snap and make you dead.
Okay, now fuck a fake rapper, brutal business till we die. Got that chain around our necks, middle fingers in the sky. We never hate or perpetrate, don't save no face, we fierce inside. Fuck a fake friend with this ink pen will take your life.
Once I knew a homie, now he's doing time. Fuck a white beater, I brought you both together. Now she's calling me up every night like it's my fault, like music is proof. Blaming intrusion like it was a ruse. Threatening my work and cutting my child on being a butcher is something I do. Fuck, when you gon' stand by? An artist is someone who damn lies. We talk about the past a couple times, but still this bitch wanna go and try to ruin me, plotting some punk shit like I don't got ammo stacked up. I know you shelling, your art ain't selling. You target the ones that have came up. Instead, gotta find yourself in a hard place. When I blow up quick, it's so good. You could buy my hits, then slit your wrists like I thought you would. You can see me smile when you hear this. I held no punches once, so when you aim at my direction, know I live this life you could.
Never care for being hated, I don't wanna be the best. I got these demons coming out of me, this weight upon my chest. I'll never claim to be the greatest, but I'll tell you that I'm stressed. So get the fuck away from me before I snap and make you dead.
Okay, now fuck a fake rapper, brutal business till we die. Got that chain around our necks, middle fingers in the sky. We never hate or perpetrate, don't save no face, we fierce inside. Fuck a fake friend with this ink pen will take your life.
Seems like nowadays stuck in a rage, picking apart the enemy, sitting up on my plate. Brain full of hate, but they say it's okay. I don't wanna hear nothing, just leave me to hate. Fuck with the team, you'll get punched in a cheek. Lay you out, chop you up in a lunch for my meat. Turn a beast when I feast, got stuck in my teeth. Bitch, I'm going to hell and you coming with me. Should've never really had to be like that, but someone had to be a little B like that. You a snitch, tuck a dick, it ain't no G-type rats. How the hell you wanna grab me but never know how to act? Hope you little niggas is watching your back. With a knife in my hand, I won't leave you intact. Brain in your lap when the gun hit your clap. I was deep in your chicken, was loving the cat. Stupidest motherfucker for thinking that I would never stop. But I'm about to go ballistic and shit on niggas for hella props. My lyrics getting thick as a bitch and I get the feeling I'm killing. I'm about the millions and really I'm about to let it stop. So sick of this shit, better keep it solo dolo when you're rid of my brains. Ain't nobody understood me of the shit that I was in. I be heading the opposition to enemy with my pen like fuck you.
All I can say is wow. Wow, folks. If you check that out, let us know in the comments what you thought of that track. That's the first time anybody's hearing that track, and I love it. Not just because I'm on it, obviously. I don't want to sound like one of those guys, but no, that is a dope track. We were talking about it during the break. Came together very well, obviously featuring our other homie Delirious and Lyrazone, both from Brutal Business Entertainment as well. What were your thoughts finishing that track and putting that out?
Okay, so towards the beginning, that was originally over another instrumental, Skip, you know this. But towards the end, I was having a few payment issues with the producer, so I kind of just deaded it, and I was like, you know what, man, you go ahead and do what you do. You can keep everything. I don't care at this point. Because, it had took, I think, at least 2 months just to get everybody's verses together. So by that point, I was already ready to, give it to the producer and have it be done. So, there were money issues with the first producer, so we went ahead and had DKM go ahead and create this masterpiece behind it, and I honestly feel like it's way better than it ever was before. Completely satisfied with the finalization of this product, and shout out to DKM for the engineering, mix, and everybody. And, yeah, man, I love it.
It's definitely a dope track, and it's funny because, as you said, it did start out originally on a different beat, and I have to almost deconstruct the way I wrote it in my mind and hear it on this one, but it sounds dope on either one. So, I hear what I originally wrote and how that sounded, which was a pretty cool mix, and then I heard it on this one, and it threw me off the original time I heard it, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, I like that. And then obviously I heard it a couple more times and then I really, really fell in love with it. So I think it's pretty cool to be able to know that DKM came in, reconstructed it, really made it fit all of our parts. And it was, for anybody listening the first time, they would never know the difference. And even you guys hearing it now, there's no need to know the difference because that is the perfect version.
Man, I'm telling you, I was completely satisfied with the end of it. And really one of my favorite things personally about the song is with your verse. It's funny you were saying about the way you heard it different. We actually took some of the trap styled hi-hats out of your verse to make it sound, to give it a different sound. And then with Lyrazone's, we brought in some of those hi-hats. And then with me, there were drops in the beginning of my verse. And me and DKM, I'm telling you, man, we send it back and forth at least 20 times before you guys get to hear it. Shout out to him again, man. I know he probably hates me for that shit.
No, he works with you hand in hand. I've been saying it for years to people, and I don't mean to obviously keep jumping back on that point either, but, DKM will, work with you, get your music the way it needs to sound. He actually takes pride in his production and his sound engineering, and, that's saying something, because I know a lot of different producers. I get hit up by producers on the weekly and daily basis. It's ridiculous. And I don't work with any of them because I love the professionalism and just the brotherhood and unity behind working with him. And even for people out there that aren't part of the Brutal Business team, he works with a lot of different artists and he gives you a sound product.
That's the craziest thing that blows my mind. To this day, hands down, he's the illest fucking producer walking the planet. But that's just my opinion. But it's crazy because, like you said, he will work with all these different numbers of artists and even produce multi-genre instrumentals. And I just don't know where it ends with this man. It's insanity, but it's a good type of insanity. And that to me, that's the ultimate package in a producer. And I think that that's what every producer should acquire to be like. is to be able to be flexible and, work with artists and, even if they don't like it the first time, not throw this big, huge fit about it and just say, you know what, it's okay, man, let's go ahead and work this until it fits your ear.
Yeah.
He's definitely a passionate musician, man, and I 100% respect him for that. I always will.
Good. That's you guys made a great connection, and I think, as I said earlier, I think that kind of shaped and helped shift your music into exactly what it needed to be. It was that missing ingredient.
And I can't even thank you enough again, too, man, because, you didn't have to, ask me to come along board, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to. I feel like I'm creating my own genre of music now, and I'm finding truly who Killa No1ze is and what his sound is. As prior to this, I just kind of had to settle for beats and be like, well, okay, that's cool, but I really don't like the way that sounds and that. So, thank you, brother, because he's, like I said, man, he's definitely a different kind of man.
He is definitely a different kind of man. Shout out to him. Now, do you have any plans for anything else coming up? I know you said about maybe doing, the rock album that you might be doing after this, next project. Is there anything else we can expect from you, artistically, visually? Are you, doing anything else out there that, we don't know about?
Okay, so another good question. For this album, we're actually going to be doing 2 high-budget music videos for these. One of them is going to be shot for a track that I released not too long ago, but I took it down. It's called 60 Blunts. It's a very trap-influenced song, but it's definitely a banger, a club banger, if you will. And that's going to be getting a music video to help promote the album before it releases. And also, I want to do another music video with, shout out to Starve again, because he's actually been venturing into doing music videos as well. I'm going to try to make my way out to Colorado, and we're going to shoot a music video for the song that I'm having him featured for the album as well. So within this year, if not next year, because the album is definitely a piece of work within itself and it's taken a while, two visuals as far as music videos go that will be released on YouTube, my channel.
Awesome. I can't wait to see them. I think music videos are one of the coolest parts of being, a musical artist. That's one of my favorite things that you can do is the production side of making visuals and giving them something to see and stimulate them visually, not just audibly. And it's always been something I've loved. That's why I got so many music videos, because I would rather, not put out as many albums and put out more music videos and put out albums. I just think that that's more my style.
Yeah, I hear you. It's cool that you talk about the videos too, because you definitely have a number of videos and all of them are shot well. I believe they're shot by Tragic Hero Productions. I don't know if that's all of your videos, but yeah, man, he's definitely a great visual artist, and these will actually be the first couple of music videos that I do where I'm actually hiring like a high-end director to actually get into it, because I'm doing the album, I'm putting money into this and my passion into it, so we're going to go all the way with this, these will be my first actual music videos. I was actually going to ask you if you have any advice for, the presence on camera, because I'm definitely nervous about it.
Oh, no, man, you got this. It's just going in with confidence. You know your music, you know who you are, and that's all you need to know. So when you go on camera, just be that. Just be you and do what you do.
Sounds good, man. I think I'm definitely going to take note of that and take that with me. So
it sounds simple, but it's all you ever need to know is just, go into it, just kind of, just get the groove on. You might have to take a couple takes at it where you got to see if it feels right, but your cadence, your movements, just like you're on stage, you got to kind of present yourself a certain way on camera to portray what you're doing musically, because now they're seeing it, they're not just hearing it. So get in your groove and you'll nail it. It'll be no problem.
And initially, that's how I was going to try to go about it, is just for the most part be myself, and I guess act like the camera's not even there.
Yeah, you got to. Just kind of ignore it and just kind of do your thing, rock it like it's a show, let the camera do what it's there to do, and, it'll come out, golden.
Hell yeah, man. always appreciate the advice. Man, you know, I normally pop into everybody's inbox every now and again with the advice. As far as the Brutal Business Entertainment team goes, shout out to BB. But yeah, man, that's one thing I definitely like about this team and this family is that none of us are really shy about going to one another if we need, you know, a little bit of advice about something, and everybody's always willing to say, yeah, you know, this, that, and the third about this. So
you need to be, man. If you're going to be a family, you need to be a family, and that's what I've always, you know, pushed for and strived is to have a team that watches out for one another and cares about one another and wants to, you know, grow their next man as much as they want to grow themselves, and that's what it's about. That's a team. That's a family.
Definitely. I feel like that's definitely what we've created.
Now,
what you put together.
I agree. I agree 100%. Now I got some questions for you. I didn't want to get too sidetracked on the side, you know, talking about the team, but I wanted to get back into, you know, kind of a lightning round with you is, you know, if you had to choose, and I ask a lot of artists this, one hit that's just massive, sets you for life, fame-wise, money-wise, it is that song that no one will ever forget. It's a banger. But every other song you release is just trash, or every song you write is just a banger. It's amazing. It's the best goddamn thing you've ever written, but for some reason, no one ever seems to like it. No matter how much you play it, you push it, no one digs it, but you know it's a hit. Which would you pick?
Oh, that's a soul crusher. Okay, so I'm still going to go with, I was thinking, you know, if I make it, man, I'll be set for life, and I could take care of my moms and everything with that. But you know what? I feel like there's not much honor in that, so I would have to go with just having every song that I ever write a banger, man, because, you know, I feel like real music's going to speak for itself. You know, people will gravitate toward it. I mean, not only that, but even if everybody hates it, as you said, like, I've always been the type to just say, like, you know, I kind of make my music for me anyways, and I've always been the type to never really give a fuck about what people say. So, yeah, fuck it, man. Let's make a shitload of bangers.
So you're going with, which one you going with then?
Oh, every song that I make is just amazing.
Okay, that's what I thought you were saying. Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
I can understand. I like this question because you get different point of views. I can completely understand wanting to write banger after banger to yourself that you love, even if no one else loves it, because you want to stay true to yourself. But then on the opposite end of the token, I understand people saying, you know what, I would, as you said, support my family forever. I would know that I made a massive hit, and I would just keep trying. I can respect kind of both of that, but I like to see where people's minds at on that. It's always cool to see.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You can always, I mean, you can't really knock the other side, you know, for making their choice, because everybody has their reasons for making their choices at the end of the day. But, yeah, man, it's a cool way to look at things, for sure.
Now, if you had all that, I ask a lot of artists this as well, if you had, all the time back that you spent into writing, into performing, into crafting beats, into everything that you've done on your music over the years, if you had all of that time back to use for something else, what would it be?
Shit. Just not to say that I feel like a really guilty person, but I just would have taken the time to not make a lot of the choices that I have made with my life.
Just kind of steer in a different direction then.
I would say just damn, I kind of don't understand the question. Could you read it to me one more time, please?
Like, if you had all the time back that you spent putting into music, all the hours of writing, lyrics, performing, recording, all of that time back, and you could put that time that you've spent into something else in your life, what would it be?
I did want to be in the Marines. Yeah, that was always kind of a dream of mine, and I never did get to pursue it because I broke my leg, and I have a metal rod in my leg now. It's a fun fact, but yeah, man, I would have tried to pursue that.
Okay, so if you had all the time back in music, you'd try to push more in the military side and follow something else that you always had a passion in.
Definitely, just to give myself discipline. I always felt like I never really had too much of it.
I can understand that. You kind of want to see the opposite side, as I said.
Definitely.
Now, we got a question from Learzone here. He popped in on the comments and put, who are your biggest influences and why?
Okay. So when I first heard, people could say this is cliche or corny if they want to, but when I very first heard Tech-N9ne's music, I think it was it was angelic. It wasn't the time of the release or nothing, but just the way he put his life into his music, I definitely felt like that's the route that I wanted to go. So I would say Tech-N9ne, just based off of the way that, he put his whole life story into music, that was unique to me. This is going to sound cliche as well. I'm going to go with Eminem. Just the Marshall Mathers LP is an amazing album, not just because it sold the most copies, but numbers speak for itself. He was just being himself, man, and I felt like he was able to, say things that other rappers were scared to kind of say. So, yeah, definitely Tech-N9ne, Eminem, and yeah, I'm going to just go with Tech and M, man. Those were always I've definitely a lot of other rappers. I listen to Jedi Mind Tricks. I like a lot of boom bap rap. I love West Coast music, but for the most part, I would say that the people that actually influenced me would definitely have to be Tech-N9ne and Eminem.
Both very good influences to have, both very, amazing artists in their own sound and their own genre of rap. Tech-N9ne has certainly, shown over the years he can do pretty much anything, any style, any sound. Has stood the test of time. And Eminem, for despite what anybody will say about his new music compared to his old music, I still think he's, obviously a GOAT for sure. And I love his music either way. But I mean, if you go back to that album, that was just a testament, like you said, of just raw. This is me being me, saying whatever the fuck I want to say. It wasn't even, it was a little bit cocky, like I'm going to tell the world to fuck off, but I think on top of that, it was really just, I'm going to say how I feel, and I'm just going to let out it all. I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to feel that there are any walls or filters. I'm just being me, and he did it, and he came out, and I think that's why the world gravitated. Obviously, him being a white hip-hop artist at that time certainly, I think, helped sales and really, changed the fabric of hip-hop forever, but I think either way, no matter what his color would have been, I think someone speaking like that, coming out at that time period, was going to be huge, and it just happened to be him.
Definitely. That's the coolest way that I've ever heard M's story being put, straight up, because, yeah, man, he was definitely saying things that he felt like, if people say what they want to say about it, cool. If not, then fuck it. But, even if it was kind of embarrassing himself too, I was like, man, this dude really doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care, and I think that's genuine, and I can respect that.
Yeah, it's not too often before that you would hear someone in the line talk shit on themselves, but also say something to you, and you're like, wow, this dude's straight saying I'm a fucking piece of shit scumbag. You know exactly, what I mean? And then he says his line, and you're always like, wow, because most rappers talk about, flaunting it and how they got the money and they're suave and they're this and that. And here's this dude, he's like, I'm a fucking dirtbag. And I'm embracing
this dude's an asshole, and we can't even call him an asshole because he's already calling himself one.
I know, and I think that was a big part of his appeal, was that no one had ever seen that before. And when he battled, he was good at that. And obviously they portrayed that when they redid, kind of his upbringing story, and they transformed it into 8 Mile. That's what they showed in that too.
Definitely, man. And there's a lot of other artists that say wacky things and do crazy things, and I just felt like Eminem did it in a certain way that was just fucking cunning. It was like those motherfuckers, he could scream it at you, he could say it in a mellow tone voice. It doesn't matter, he could make me laugh too sometimes, and I felt that was really appealing as an artist too. I was like, man, not only can he bring out anger emotions and maybe even sad emotions, but he can make you laugh, and I resembled that kind of close to ICP's music, because I used to listen to a lot of ICP back in the day. So.
No, it's funny because, there was always that beef between both of those sides. But, I mean, I myself was a big, huge fan of both growing up. So it's kind of funny that they're like, we're cool with one another, but they're both kind of different. But a lot of people listen to both sides. So it's just kind of funny how that works out.
Yeah, it is, man. And, I used to have friends back in the day that, I mean, they're juggalos, and I still keep up with them and everything. But back in the day, like, they used to be so hardcore about it. They would be like, turn that bullshit off. And I'm just like, how can you let, like, something that literally just doesn't have anything to do with you, resonate with your music and fuck with your taste? Like, that's just, I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. But I just like good music for what it is. If it's good, it's good.
I agree. And that's the thing. Like I said, people want to say, how can you look back on a career like Eminem's and talk shit on it now and be like, oh, he's gone soft and this and that. How many albums does he put out now? How many, hits and songs over and over and over again? Just blown your mind with the shit that he's released, because he doesn't write as fierce of music anymore. People are like, oh, he's washed up. He's a bum now. No, this dude's a legend.
Yeah. I mean, like, how many times does he have to prove himself? You know what I mean? He's made his stamp in hip-hop. To me, you can't, like, paint the picture of hip-hop and leave him out of it, at least. Fuck.
You can't leave him out of it. I mean, and how many hits has he had? I mean, how many artists can say, oh, I've had X amount of hits at this point?
Exactly. Like, not only was he, successful in the underground with the rap battle scene, but he also showed up in the mainstream and said, look, I'm white, but that doesn't mean like I'm better than anybody else, but it doesn't also mean that I'm lesser than anybody else. And yeah, man, that to me, like, not only for white rappers, but any rapper that wasn't black in general, I just kind of felt like that was like a stamp saying, like, hey man, just because, I respect it, it's predominantly a black male thing, but that doesn't mean that we're not allowed to gravitate toward it as well. For me, hip hop is just another form of art, and
it is.
And somebody else could say that I can't do something based off of the color of my skin.
Exactly, and I mean, that was a movement and a standpoint like, hey, anybody can do this, if they have passion and heart to do it. Now, it brings me into a good question. Being Hispanic, was it hard coming out in the rap scene? Like, in your area, was it easier, you think, because of your ethnicity, or was it harder? Because I know that can be something that holds you down. In certain areas, that can be, a hard thing, to try to get shows and shit. So I know that there's a lot of racism that's involved in that.
Definitely. You definitely kind of get a few things, but I've actually had a pretty good time, doing local stuff and meeting other artists, and no matter what color they are, they normally show love. Texas is really a humble state when it comes to the art, I feel. They've always been real welcoming to me. I mean, I think, like my first show, there was nothing but black people in the crowd, and they all loved me, and that's not to say if it was full of white people or full of just all kinds of people, I'm sure they all would have loved it. So, yeah, man, I just kind of feel like in Texas, it's not so hard for a Mexican to do it. I feel like if I were to do it anywhere else, it kind of would have been hard. But I mean, who am I to say? I'm not really from any of those other places. But I mean, so far, I haven't really caught any backlash for being, Mexican.
Good. No, I mean, that's a good thing, because I know in some areas that is hard, and I know. I grew up watching SPM and from the early ages of SPM, and I know that listening to SPM try to get out, and then being, Hispanic rapper, I know at that point was actually hard. It was against you. It was a hard thing to really make yourself shine. They didn't want to give anybody radio play. It's kind of changed over the years, obviously, but I know it can still be a deterrent a lot of times and try to hold you down almost.
And that's a cool thing that you bring up the Mexican too, because that's what they kind of call him around here in Texas, is the Mexican, because he really made a movement for us. I mean, I feel like before him, there really wasn't a whole lot of Latin rap in the world. I mean, other than Big Pun and Fat Joe and like a lot of Puerto Rican rappers, but there wasn't really a whole lot of Mexicans doing it. And so, I feel like he kind of made it okay for you to be Mexican and to rap, and that's why I love my state. That's why I will always remain respectful to my state, because, I mean, just for the fact that, the Mexican put on, or SPM, he put on for us out here. So
he rocked it hard, man. I loved him when I was younger.
Yeah, he's definitely, I feel like he's super underrated, man, and he's actually quite lyrical if you just would give him a chance. But I mean, knowing you, I'm pretty sure you know that he's quite capable of being lyrical.
Oh, he's very lyrical, man. I mean, like I said, that was like, I got to be honest, I probably 13 when I first came across SPM, and I rocked him for years. Still, every once in a while, I'll throw him back on and listen, to him again, and just rock those old jams. I still know every word of every song, man. I was a huge fan.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, because I mean, growing up out here, like you said, I know every word to just about every song. My cousins, they always had albums of them. There was always probably a disc downstairs with some fucking resin on the top of it, but yeah, it would still play. And it's definitely a regular thing out here. You can still go outside and find some Mexican or even black people just listening to his music, and it's crazy even to this day. Like, I'll even find youngsters, like these younger cats out here, and they'll still be listening to his music too. And I'm like, damn, man, that's cool. It just goes to show you that you can make music that is timeless, regardless of, as you said, the color of your skin.
Absolutely. It should be about the music and not about anything else. And he's certainly still around. He's still being listened to, excuse me, but kind of a bad rap that he got, unfortunately. Whether true or not true, I don't know. It's a tragic story, but it's a shame, because like I said, he was really killing it. At that point was when he really started to kind of burst out of the bubble that he had been trapped in, and then that's when the shit happened.
Yep. And it's crazy that at that point that's when it happened, because it seems to be like a lot of artists, when they get to that certain stage of that peak of their career, I just kind of feel like something happens to them, given Pac, Biggie, Kurt Cobain from Nirvana, they were all right at that peak. And, something weird happens. And I'm definitely a firm believer in, conspiracy theories. And, I mean, not too many, but, if it makes sense, then it makes fucking sense, man. And it just looks like a pattern to me.
I mean, there's definitely some patterns to certain things. I mean, there's I don't remember what the name of the book is, the Rule of 27 or something like that, where it talks about all of the different artists and musicians who have died at the age of 27, Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Tupac, just everybody. And it's really quite bizarre. Amy Winehouse, I mean, all these people over the years, all the same exact age, and it's like, what the fuck does that mean? It's very, very peculiar.
There's so many things in this world that go on, and it's odd and it's strange, and I feel like we'll never have the answers to, and it's kind of sad.
We won't, but folks, if you do like those type of topics, you can check into our other show, Celestial Oddities Pair of Normal Guys podcast. Our last show was last evening, where we talked about the theory of reincarnation in depth, about many different ideas and theories of reincarnation and options. So check out that episode, and also the episode the week before, which was our Listeners Encounters episode, where we took on phone calls from all over the world, hearing stories of mass UFO sightings, cryptid sightings, demonic baby sightings, and much, much more. So check into that show if you haven't already. That's on Brutal Business Entertainment Radio. Just search Celestial Oddities, and you'll get to tune into the paranormal. We're always bringing you the best entertainment in the paranormal underground.
I love demonic baby sightings. They're the best.
Absolutely. Demonic babies is what I'm about. No, it's a very interesting story, though. It's something to hear. It's pretty cool, so you have to check that out and hear the demonic baby story. I enjoyed that.
No, I love stuff like that. I watch like all kinds of YouTubes over creepypastas or not. I don't even care if it's true or not. It's just cool to see the perspectives of other people.
Absolutely. And you know what? There's a lot of things out there that are unexplained. Do I believe in everything that I read or hear that everyone's ever seen? Absolutely not. Do I believe that a lot of people have seen something that is unexplained? Yes. You know, and I myself believe in a lot of things that a lot of people would think I'm crazy for, but you know what? I don't feel that, you know, anybody should have to follow a certain construct of what to believe. If I don't want to believe the things that the modern population believes, and I want to believe in these theories, then so fucking be it, and I'm going to do that. And that's really what that show's about, is to kind of open up the eyes and open up the awareness of there's a lot of other possibilities other than the ones you've been told.
Hell yeah, man. I totally agree. I feel like you should question everything, you know? Like, don't just take something, don't just read something and run with it, or don't just take what you heard and run with it, because, you know, like, there's more than one way to fucking skin a cat.
There is, man. There is. There really is. And you make your own reality, and, you know, you shape it.
The truth is out there, Skip.
It is. It is absolutely out there, man. And I'm aiming to find a little bit more of it by these different talks we had. If you want some far-out entertainment, check out the last night's show. It got pretty deep between Daniel and I. So on some shit that we obviously believe, but I mean, it's pretty deep about dimensions and parallel time continuums, and it's just, you'd have to hear it. It's definitely deep. Now, I have a couple other questions that are being fired in here. Would you rather work with Zero or Kevin Gates?
I'm going to go with Zero just because he's a Texas legend, man. Yeah, you probably saw it coming, but, I mean, don't get me wrong, Kevin Gates is fire as shit. His hooks are always amazing, but, you know, Zero can actually spit. Like, he has a song with him and Trey on it, and I believe it's called My Mama. Whoever asked that question should go check that out, and there's some rapid-fire flow on there, you know, like some Tech 9 style type-ish, so...
Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm going to have to go with Zero, man. I feel like, you know, with him, I would really have to, like, rap.
And, yeah, we got a comment. Bloody War is my favorite from him.
Bloody War goes hard as shit, man. That's, like, probably one of the best ones from him, honestly. That and M16 are my favorites.
Okay. Then I got another question here. If you could add another skill to your music arsenal, what would it be? For example, singing, drums, guitar, etc.?
Singing. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with singing. I mean, I just love being able to use my voice as an instrument. And, you know, from the flow switch-ups to the cadence to the delivery, presence, you name it, man. I love being able to use my voice, but I can't sing for shit, man. That's why I'm going to have to get everybody to do my hooks for my albums. I'm going to need to get Skip to do a hook. I'm going to need DKM on some hooks. Delirious, you already know. No, yeah, man, I really wish I could sing, bro. Like, I mean, you know, I've also been thinking about taking lessons. I've heard that you can do that. I don't know if that's, like, something that you can do or if you just kind of have to be born with it, but...
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that anyone can take singing lessons. Anyone's going to improve and be better than where they're at when they start, if they take it seriously. It's just where is that better going to lead you? Is it going to lead you to, hey, I'm a pretty good singer? Or is it going to lead you to, hey, now I can sing, you know, I'm okay?
Yeah, I mean, and it's hard to judge yourself, too, and just sit there and be like, yeah, I'm the shit, I can do this. I mean, you should always have the confidence, but at the same time, you don't want to just be like, yeah, I'm the shit, and actually truly be trash at it. So,
yeah, it's best not to be over exuberant about your music and think that you're, you know, the dopest out there. Go out there and perform, and people are like, whoa,
that dude is super full of himself.
Yeah, I always go kind of the other route. Like, I'm garbage. You know what I mean? Like, if you like it, that's what's up. But I'm dumpster juice. I ain't anywhere near where I want to be.
Exactly, bro. Like, I tell everybody all the time, like, I'm trash. Don't even work with me, but I still get features and whatnot. Because apparently I'm, like, good or whatever. No, I'm not that.
They tell me I'm good, I say okay.
I'm just like, whatever, guys. I know this shit's awful, but if you like it.
Why don't we let them have another one? We have two left. We have that other one we were talking about earlier, and we have Fading Away. Which one do you want to jump into?
Let's give them Fading Away. I feel like because we talked about the celestial oddities, it has that kind of vibe to it, that creepy, like, Fading Away vibe.
All right, let's get it. This is Fading Away by Killa No1ze.
Fuck the world and everything in abundance. Cold-blooded, I ain't changing for nothing. It's like if I don't feel the pain, I can't function. I got these motherfuckers praying for something, but y'all don't want it. Think I'ma need me a couple of feet. Know what the poison you feeding to me. All of you niggas get caught in the smoke if I lock in the load and I lean in my seat. Creeping up on your street for weeks to see if he would even leave. You don't really want these problems in a mind, it's just best to flee the scene. They throwing shade at my shine, I'ma let them see the beams. It's fucking crazy how niggas act like we a team. And pour your head in the crossing path of a guillotine. Messing with a killer, put a pill up in the silver. I got him out like it was being mean. I'm done with all that funny shit. It don't mean nothing, bitch. Racing to the grave and I've been feeling mine is coming quick. With a blunt to lips, I fuck a wish and dump a clip, no rubber slick. Ask the blunt and teleport back to the mothership, baby. Let's take a trip and I can show you how to fade away. Fuck a bed, I'm trying to lay inside my grave today. Lost myself in the middle of this paper chase. Fade away, not fade away, just come with me, let's fade away. Sometimes I feel like this world could just pass me by. Yeah, that's a million questions, but no one will answer mine. Memories will get caught in the sands of time. Every action has a reason, but I'm no longer asking why. They tryna say I'm pushing people away. Well, I don't care, just stay the fuck out my space. I tell myself that it's okay and I'll be straight. Take a pill straight to the head and take this blunt to the face. Don't even feel like I'm here anymore. Like I'm trying to see clear, but my vision is poor. Trying to go psycho and split you in four, then go pick up your bitch and put dick in the core. Thinking about some shit you did, that shit you said, I'm bugging now. And I gotta be the one to tell you that I keep a lot of demons and haters that don't fuck around. Bitch, I'm gone, lace the blunt. Perfect way to waste a month. I ain't here to make no friends, I only fuck with paper tough. Ain't got no time for anything unless we taking drugs. I ride my own wave and don't care about what a hater does. Cause you a fuck boy and I don't give a fuck, boy. Kiss that hoe, I hope you like the taste of nut, boy. It's hard to come across some people you can trust, so I'm keeping to myself because I'm bound to fuck you up, boy. Let's take a trip and I can show you how to fade away. Fuck a bed, I'm trying to lay inside my grave today. Lost myself in the middle of this paper chase. Fade away, not fade away, just come with me, let's fade away. Sometimes I feel like this world could just pass me by. Yeah, that's a million questions, but no one will answer mine. Memories will get caught in the sands of time. Every action has a reason, but I'm no longer asking why.
All right, folks, you heard that. That was Fading Away by Killa No1ze. We've had him on the show for the last hour and 12 minutes, picking his brain, finding out a little bit about who he is, what makes him tick, and obviously a little bit about his new music he's got coming out soon. So if you have liked the show, please hit the share button, like button, follow button, get us out there, spread the show around, tell your friends. If you want to fire away with some questions or any comments that you have while we're still live on the show for the next about 15 to 18 minutes, you can do so on the Spreaker.com app or Spreaker.com website, and send us a message. We'll read it off. Now, that's definitely definitely another banger that you have on that album, brother. I really enjoy that song.
I appreciate that. That's actually one of the bonus tracks that will come on the physical copies for the ones that will be cupping those.
Okay, well, there you go, folks. You need to pick up a physical so you get that track on it. So that is a bonus track for you to plug your ear holes.
Yes, sir. The ear holes will be plugged with the bonus tracks. It's 2 bonus tracks. Two, because initially it's a 16-track album, but the physicals will have 2 extras.
And that's one of the 2. Okay, I got you. That's pretty dope, though. I think people will enjoy that. And it promotes people to still use CDs, which is becoming less and less popular, and that's a shame.
CDs are important, guys. Remember, hand down your CDs to your kids, and maybe they'll go and trade them like Pokemon cards with other kids at school.
That's it. That's it. Now, we were talking a little bit about the paranormal side. If you had to choose between the ability to talk to the dead or the ability to, foresee the future, which would you pick?
I feel like foreseeing the future would kind of mess with me a little bit.
He definitely could.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with, what was the other one? I definitely know I don't want to do the first one.
The first one was speaking to the dead. You have the ability to speak to the dead or foresee the future.
Now, would it be like I would have to physically go dig them up, or would like an
no, like
apparition
you would
appear,
constantly
or
see
just a
ghosts and
voice
apparitions. You'd speak with them. You would be
Okay.
able to. You have the ability that you're talking to souls and hearing them.
Okay, I didn't know if it was just like the voice or the actual apparition. I would go with, talking to the dead, man, because, I mean, then you could just ask them all kinds of shit if they're willing to answer you about it. But, hell yeah, man, talking to the dead.
I got you. Now, if you had to, pick one moment that was something throughout your musical career that you don't regret, you wouldn't do it again. You've done it. You said, I have done that. I wouldn't certainly do it again. But you know what? I don't regret it because it helped make me the artist that I am. What would be the number one musical regret that you say you have, in your journey so far?
It's a hard one because I have a few. Let's see. I would definitely say, paying for certain features paying certain artists for features that could care less about me or the song that I'm releasing. I feel like if you work with somebody, you should choose to work with somebody for the right reasons, like mainly for the music, and if you genuinely just vibe with somebody well. So
I think it's a big thing because I think that, there's two different ways of selling features. You have a person that can just simply, you're hiring me, you're buying me, and I'm just giving you a feature. There's that mentality, and then there's you're paying me the money for the feature so that I collaborate with you and work on your product to give you something you're happy with that represents me, but it does justice to your track, and it's a collaboration, and that's why you're hiring me for a collaboration. Whereas there's the other mentality that I pay you for a verse. You just slap down a verse of whatever the fuck you want, and you give it back, and you're like, that's it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to work with you. That's just what I'm giving you. And you got to take that rock star mentality out of it. And I'm paying you to work with me and craft something special, something you want to care about and put your time into, not something you're just going to shit out real quick and throw it at me and not really care.
Like I know, the fucking audacity of some people. Like, I asked you to be on the song, let alone I'm willing to pay you for it. I mean, I asked you in the first place because obviously I think you're dope. But, I'm also willing to pay you for your work. I mean, like, the least you could do is, show some love to my fucking song. But, some artists have, like you said, that rock star mentality to where they could give a fuck less about you or your song or what numbers it could possibly do or what they could possibly bring to, the table to the song, because, after all, you're paying them. So, yeah, man, I mean, not to feel like anybody owes me anything, but, I just feel like, if you're getting paid to do something, work.
No, I agree. It just, what is your honor weighed off of? Because mine's weighed off of the fact that I do what I say I'm going to do. I live up to expectations. I handle myself. And that's what you need to do. If you're going to sell a feature to someone, then make sure it's a good feature. Make sure you're selling a service. You're working for that person, not the other way around. And that's where I think the mentality's kind of got fucked up and flipped over time. Because I've worked with some artists that had some straight up, rock star mentality that were thinking they were way bigger than they really were.
Exactly. Like, I can see if it's, a promotion thing. Like, I got the promotion. That's fine. But don't go, just as you said, just shit on my song and, lay whatever the fuck comes to your head and just, you know what I mean? Like, this is music. I expect you to take it serious because I'm paying you as a professional would. So.
Now, what do you think of the topic? And this is a good question here, because with that same mindset, really, if someone hires you, if I hire you as Killa No1ze to write a verse for a track of mine, and then you send me the track, if I choose to never release it, is that something you're, as an artist, okay with? Because technically you sold me a product that if I choose not to release it, hey, it's mine not to release. Or is that something, that just eats at you and you're like, motherfucker, this guy's never going to release this song? Because that's happened to me.
Oh yeah, man. For me personally, I will be kind of let down that, if it doesn't get released, but at the same time, I'm not going to be in somebody's inbox and be like, yo, what the fuck, man, why didn't you release it? Like, because at the end of the day, I am an artist and I have to look out for myself. So, one way or another, with or without them, I'm going to produce music and I'm going to make this thing roll, because it's got to keep rolling no matter what happens. Whether it breaks down or I fall off the wagon, I still gotta get back on that wagon and keep it going. Because, as I said, for me, man, this music is eternal, and it definitely got me out of some ruts. So
good. That's what I like to hear. I like to hear that it's got you through hard times. It's shaped who you are today. I mean, think if you took the music element out of your life, how much different it would be.
Yeah, but my bad. Not to stray away from the question. Yeah, I could really honestly care less if they release it or not. I mean, I could. I'd be like, damn, that would have been a cool-ass song. I worked on that verse. But, again, I'm not going to beat myself up about it otherwise.
I got hired for this track one time, and it was by, two decent names. And they sent me a song that they were decent at the time. They're not even around anymore. And their verse was mediocre, and I laid just this fucking nutcase verse on this thing, and I sent it back to them. I was pumped about this track, I really was. They hired me for it. I sent this killer verse. They listened to it, and then communication ceased, and then it never got released.
Man, that sucks.
And it was a killer fucking verse, man. I mean, it's theirs. That's their verse, not to release it on their track. But it was kind of a shame that I'm like, the world will never get to hear that song. I don't know why they never even explain themselves.
And that's the part I mean. The part of me that's just like, man, that would have been a cool song. A part of me is going to still not like it. But, yeah, man, I have no doubt in my mind that was a fucking killer verse, bro.
It was, man. And now the guys aren't even around anymore, so it's like, what the fuck, what a waste.
I know, right? Like, man, give me your flash drive or something.
Yeah, let me do a remix of that without you guys. I'll buy it back from you.
Yeah, like, man, it was so dope. I'll have to fucking pay you twice for it. Like, where's the producer?
Oh, man. I think over the last hour and 21 minutes, we've certainly given them a good glimpse into who you are as an artist and some things that you're about. Is there anything else that, like I said, that you have coming up that we need to be aware of before we wrap up for the night here in a few minutes? Anything? You got the rock album, you got your brand new album coming up. You're doing the music videos. Anything else that we should be keeping an eye out for?
Okay, so yeah, I think we just about wrapped it up, man. Other than Winter Kill, which it might not end up dropping this winter, we might have to wait till next winter. I had to say that in this interview just to, not get anybody's hopes up, but I promise you, like I said, this is an amazing album. You look forward for that. The music videos this coming year, and yeah, man, just be ready for it. Anybody that wants to get a hold of me or follow me at Instagram, Killa No1ze 666. You can follow my Facebook page at facebook.com/the real Killa No1ze, and my YouTube is Gruesome Music 214. Yeah, pretty just that, and be on the lookout for my album, man, because I promise it's coming, and it's definitely going to be a stamp in the Brutal Business book, and definitely a stamp in my career alone. Shouts out to Brutal Business Entertainment, all the artists on Brutal Business. Shout out to Skippy Ickham, and yeah, man.
Absolutely love it, brother. Much respect to you. Much respect to everything that you've put out in the past and still got coming up in the future. If you're listening out there, folks, please go search his page on all social media. Give it a follow. Give it a like. Listen to his music. Pick up merch from him. Support him so that he can continue to do what he's doing and keep bringing you underground bangers. Be watching out for Winter Kill, probably dropping sometime in winter of 2020, and a lot of music videos and other great things coming from him throughout the year of 2020 and beyond. We do have a lot of other great shows happening here, so if you have missed the last couple, we did have a special edition episode with Razakel, followed by the East Coast Crazies and Trouble, all in the last few weeks. Trouble and the East Coast Crazies, both of Brutal Business Entertainment. Killa No1ze tonight of Brutal Business Entertainment, and our next week's guest, Painless in Denial from Brutal Business Entertainment. I wanted to do a Brutal Business Entertainment takeover November, and that's kind of what we did with bringing a lot of different artists from the label on. So make sure you check out all those episodes, and we got some great shows coming for you coming up. I just said BBE like 15 times, and now one little hunk there. That's impressive. I don't think I could do that again if I wanted to.
That's the best way to go, man. BBE all the way.
BBE all the way, baby. Well, if you're listening out there, we do want to thank you for obviously your love and support. You're sharing us around, and we will catch you next time. We're going to wrap this one up a little differently than we normally do. We're going to fade this one out with the last song of the night. Why don't you give us the title of that fourth track? We're going to drop into it, and we'll finish it up for the night.
This track is called Double Tap, and it is produced by Sick Fuck, and also featuring Sick Fuck by Killa No1ze. Brutal Business Entertainment, baby.
Absolutely. We appreciate you being on, brother. You have a great night.
Yes, sir. You too, Skip. Be safe.
Here it is, folks. Check it out.
You miserable motherfucker. I ought to jump over this counter and bash your fucking balls in.
There ain't no hope for these souls, splitting your dome and taking your soul. You don't really want no smoke. Fuck around and I'ma cut your throat. Dump your body in the creek. We gon' see if you can float. Bust open your motherfucking dome and spill your blood all on the floor. Put that salt off to your back, leave a motherfucker leaking. Take your stall off with that axe, now your body fucking bleeding. Brought that shotty with my demons, putting you 6 feet deep. Pull up with the Grim Reaper, now you bitches rest in peace. You don't wanna step to me, bitch, I'm straight up out the darkness. With the devil I be creeping, bringing the flame, call it arson. Out of this world I'm a Martian, there ain't nobody like me. Sitting on my throne made of bones, with my sword right beside me.
Come out, wherever you are. Ollie, oxen free. Get out here, you little son of a bitch.
Aye. My heart is cold. Expression froze. And if you look me in my eyes, you'll probably turn to stone. Look where you walking. Watch what you say.
Stuffing your bluff and that out on your top, and I'm letting that chopper go off in your face.
One deep when I'm hopping out. I better rack it up and let it rock it out. I got a gang of smoke for that talking mouth. I woulda be the one that's all around. Working the Armageddon, ho. Cocking it back, I'll be wrecking, let's go. Came in the door, putting brains on the floor, and ain't nobody safe, not your friends or your hoe. What am I gonna do with him? I'm really with that stupid shit. If you wanna try to get at me, we'll fucking prove it then. Pull up with a pistol cocked on sight. Made a pussy nigga beg for his life. I ain't wanna do it, but they put me in the corner, put the knife up in the hand, I tell a nigga take flight.
Where'd you find this?